Hey y'all, I'm Aeon.
And I'm the Lioness.
And you're listening to Box number 512 podcast.
Grown Black Trans Woman Talk. Changing your world one conversation at a time.
The show begins now. Hey y'all, welcome back to another installment of Box number 512 podcast, Grown Black Trans Woman Talk. I am your co-host, Aeon.
And I'm the Lioness. How y'all feeling?
So let's start with the updates. I will go first. This child, I'm tired. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. I'm exhausted. Work has been a lot. I'm not even gonna say this month. This summer has been a lot. We have some cases that we are trying to pursue, and it's been really stressful. It's been really intense. Also, last Friday, a case that I wanted to pursue, I got denied for that. So that was very emotional for me. I was crying all morning. Thank God I got my new prescription of antidepressants with refills because I kind of was able to get over it because I had other meetings and other stuff I had to do that day. But this summer, work-wise, like I'm happy to have a job, but it's been hard. It's hard. This is what I asked for. This is what I wanted, but at times it can be overwhelming. So this weekend, I definitely took some space for myself, closed the laptop. Saturday, I went to the movies all day. I saw Escape Room. I saw Black Widow, and then I saw at home on HBO Max, I watched Space Jam. I also watched Power. I'm catching up on Power. We're going to have a little conversation about Power later on in the show. So I've really been trying to carve that personal time for myself to just entertain myself in different ways, just to balance out with the stress and demands of work this summer. Shout out to my friend Ken. He popped up over on Sunday and we got to hang out and we went to dinner and he ended up spending the night. My friend from Baltimore. So I did get time for those 2 days, even though they went by so fast, to kind of calm down and relax and prepare me for work this week. But y'all, if you're watching this, you can see I don't got no paint on. I don't got my little shortcut out. I'm making it. But like I said, I'm happy to be in this position. I prayed to be in this position that I'm in right now, and I take none of that for granted. But it's just hard. And sometimes a girl just needs a break or a nice body to lay on or something to give me peace. So always striving to try to find balance, to balance the demands of my work with my personal life and just find that balance. So y'all just keep me in your prayers. I have a couple of events during the middle of this week. I'm going out to this event tomorrow night, this awards ceremony to honor LGBTQ folks in DC. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to Baltimore this weekend to just be home with my mom, help around the house and see her and see some of my people in Baltimore and just hang out. And I want to go to a club or two and just be social. So child, it's a lot. I'm trying to maintain. I'm thankful for my antidepressants, bitch, because if I ain't have them, bitch, it will be so hard to get up out of bed in the morning. But I'm here. I'm happy to be recording another week of this podcast. This is one of the bright spots in my life. And I'm just happy to be here. Sis, what's going on with you? What's your update?
This has been one of the busiest weeks that I've had in a very long time. Just trying to process, in my new position with my sorority, to whom much is given, much is required. I say that all the time, but child, it's a lot of work behind the scenes. Shout out to Kappa Alpha Sigma Sorority Incorporated. If you're interested, I am the first and supreme antibacillus, which is the person that is over recruitment and intakes. So if you're interested in becoming one of my sorors potentially, please email me at first anti supreme. That's first as in the number one STANTI supreme at dot kiss at gmail.com. So that's first anti supreme dot kiss at gmail.com. But other than that, so this weekend, so I did have a good weekend. I was able to see, so this was last week was our founders week. So there were a myriad of different events over the week. And I'm very, very excited to just see, and this is my first founders event as a part of the sorority. Um, Shout out to my line sisters, and congratulations and happy Founders Day, happy birthday, happy capiversary to Cap out the Sigma Sorority Incorporated. We are 7 years in the game now. And that was exciting. It was an exciting milestone, and I got to celebrate it with some folk this weekend that were very, very powerful and people that I cared about. So that always felt good. Um, Men Like Us came to Atlanta. So my friend Chris Patterson, and he is a friend of mine. So behind the scenes, he and I have built quite the friendship. Um, I'd like to say that he considers me a part of his board of advisors, and he's an avid listener of our show. So, Chris, I want you to know that I love you, and I thoroughly enjoyed you when you came here to Atlanta. Um, your energy is dope in person, and that's cool. Like, that's cool. You look like how I thought you would look, which is funny. I mean, not because we see each other on the computer, but like you don't know what it's gonna give, like, but he looks the same. He looks like himself. So yeah, he gave exactly what I thought he was gonna give, even down to his dress. And I like Chris a lot, and this confirmed that we will be friends probably for a while because I really enjoy him. Tierra and him get along well, and he brought his friend Mike McFarland, and that was my first time meeting Mike in person, and that was fun. And there was another guy that was there, and shout out to Tyra. I forget her last name at the moment, but shout out to Tyra. I enjoyed her. She was the only other trans woman holding it down in this group of men. And, she has this really cool laid back vibe, and we've connected and we've been texting. And shout out to you, girl. Plus, I don't even know if you are, I have to remind myself too, everybody's not as much of an activist as I am. So I don't want to give her last name because I don't know where she is in her, So out of respect, I'll leave that hanging. But shout out to you, Tyra. I really enjoyed you. Other than that, just coming into this week, it's been raining here in Atlanta, and that triggers. I get headaches when it rains, or I always or my headaches get worse, and so it's been raining, storming actually really bad today, and so I'm not in the greatest of places, but I'm here, and I'm ready to get down to this potting. So how are you doing, sis? I mean, like, what topic did you want to talk about first?
Well, before we do the topics, we have to do the housekeeping.
Updates in the housekeeping, yes.
So, bam, make sure y'all have your books for the Box Number 5 Soul Podcast Summer Book Club. This is our last book for the summer, The Meaning of Mariah by Mariah Carey. Make sure you all get your books, preferably from Black-owned book retailers. Make sure you look them up. We will be having our book club on Saturday, August the 14th at 8 p.m. only on Patreon. We will be having our discussion live. We usually go on and talk for an hour just about our reactions to the book and how we responded to the gems and the themes. And we have really good conversations. Right now, if you go to our Patreon, you can see our conversation from June when we talked about Revelations by Betty Smith, and our conversation from weekend before last when we talked about Wild Seed by Octavia E. Butler. But make sure you get The Meaning of Mariah, and also make sure you go to Patreon and you set your reminder so that you can be live with us when we discuss the book. You'll be able to comment as we're talking and contribute to the conversation and just build community with us. So make sure you all get your books and become a part of the book club. And we will be starting a fall book club. I don't know exactly when we're going to start it off for fall, but we're going to continue this into the fall and build our little book community. Also, make sure if you're listening to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate us 5 stars and you leave a review. It helps people to find our podcast if they're looking for podcasts that center trans content and that center women content and that centers Black content. They can find all of that at box number 512. Also, make sure you're telling a friend about our podcast. We are in the season where we are trying to grow our podcast, grow our numbers, expand our reach. So make sure you put the word out there. If you know of any events you want us to host or anything that you want us to be a part of, please feel free to tell them about myself or the Lioness, and to just get the word out here. We have a fabulous body of work of podcast episodes, of recordings on our Patreon page, and we are really good at what we do. And we are really effortless what we do, and we love to. We're in the process of building community and reaching out to y'all. So make sure y'all help promote us. Y'all are gonna see us on your screens and on advertisements very soon. So make sure y'all help some Black trans sisters out as we're on our come up, as we're on our glow up. Sis, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Shout out to all of the people that have participated in our book series thus far, and we thank you and we love you. But also shout out to all of those individuals that have been a support for us over this time. We ask that you appreciate us. I know we're coming into a hiatus, but come back for all new and exclusive content for the new season. And we love you and thank you.
So once again, we don't have any particular topics for tonight. We are just going to have another shoot the shit conversation. Whatever comes to our heads or whatever we feel like talking about, we're going to talk. We are so busy that we don't have the energy to go into one of our structured conversations, but don't worry, those will be coming soon at some point. But we just want y'all to get into us as sisters, get into us as women, and we just want to approach some topics, and we want to take it from there. So I want to start by revisiting the Nellies situation or the Nellies event. So I think a couple of episodes ago in the History of Violence conversation, we discussed this topic in reference to Nelly's sports bar, the white-owned LGBT bar in Washington, D.C., in the Shaw neighborhood, and the incident that happened during Pride where the Black security guard pulled the Black woman by her braids down 2 flights of stairs, which resulted in a series of protests where people were asking the community to boycott Nelly's, to shut Nelly's down, to take Nelly's liquor license down. And as a result of the protests and the attention around this Black woman being attacked during Pride, the bar was shut down after Pride. And it since reopened, I believe, this weekend. So it was shut down for about a month, and it has reopened over the weekend. And there's been some developments with this particular situation. I know right after the situation, the young Black woman that was assaulted, she has sent for a civil suit against the bar. But now the bar has opened and the plot has thickened. So I'm going to read the story. Let me pull it up. Bear with me.
Look,
okay.
Before you read it, do I need to be girded up? Is it gonna piss me off?
Well, I don't know. We'll see. So the title of this article is "It Reeked Up Performance. Nelly's Step Towards Inclusivity Falls Short for Activists." And this came out on July 20th, which I think is that today?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's today. This came out today.
Yeah,
in the wake. Yeah, so we're recording on the 20th. In the wake of a month-long boycott and ongoing demonstrations, Nelly's Sports Bar, a mainstay in DC gay nightlife scene, has vowed to take steps towards inclusivity. After a security guard dragged a Black woman headfirst down the bar stairs during Pride Week, Nelly's released its first in-depth statement on Friday, July 16th, addressing the incident, pledging to make several changes in the bar's operations. But those who have been boycotting, protesting, and demonstrating outside of the U Street establishment for the past several weeks describe the bar's statement as empty and performative, failing to meet the demands that they've been calling for since the incident occurred. Thank you for listening to another episode of Box Number 512 Podcast, Grown Black Trans Women Talk.
And don't forget to become a patron on the Box Number 512 Patreon page, where we have all new exclusive content.
And also, don't forget to follow us on our social media, on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages. And also, become a subscriber on our YouTube page. Until next time, bye.